replace us! You will not replace us! You will not replace us!
If you don't know the name Richard Spencer, you likely know some of the controversial events he's associated with. Whether it's marching into Charlottesville with tiki torch-bearing followers or lending his support to a rally that ended in violence and death, Spencer is a polarizing figure. Now, since he works in Virginia and believes in the freedom of speech like we do, I reached out to him for an interview. He said yes. In my exclusive interview, I found a man dedicated to his cause who wants everyone to know he's not going away anytime soon. You've seen the images and heard the chants.
White lives matter!
Witnessed the protests. These violent scenes from Charlottesville have been shown around the world.
Nazi scum! Get away!
The man orchestrating some of those controversial events works out of a second-floor apartment in Alexandria, Virginia. The movement that you are so much a part of is using Robert E. Lee as a catalyst to do what?
Well, Robert E. Lee is a symbol for the alt-right.
Richard Spencer is the face of the alt-right, a group that supports nationalism.
I am not a Southern nationalist. I'm an identitarian, and that means that I identify with white people, not just in the South, but around the country, really around the world.
As president of the National Policy Institute, a white nationalist group, Spencer uses the debate raging across America over Confederate statues and monuments to help grow the cause.
We are some of the only ones who are willing to stand up for them in a vigorous, forthright manner. And that's why we've been able to own the issue.
Spencer went to the University of Virginia. It's why he chose Charlottesville as a battleground over heritage. When the city announced they wanted to remove a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee from a downtown park, Spencer sensed an opportunity not only to fight to keep it up, but advance this idea.
Be who you are!
The ethno-state would be a home for all white people. So this is it's a state that's kind of ancient in its way, but it's also totally new. So it would be a new type of political order.
In August, white supremacists, white nationalists, and neo-Nazis gathered in Charlottesville for the Unite the Right rally. Angry counter-protesters showed up too. This event would be different. Violence erupted. A driver plowed into the crowd. A number of people lay injured. One died. Richard Spencer was there. He says the police and Charlottesville Mayor Mike Signer created the disorder by shutting the event down.
By pushing out all of the peaceful people, Mike Signer and the police and the governor generated chaos.
So they're at fault
Yes.
for what happened. They're at fault for the violence and for the death of Heather Heyer?
They are ultimately to blame.
No culpability on the right, from the alt-right.
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm not going to say something that isn't true just because that might make people feel better.
Spencer promises to continue pushing his white rights vision at college campuses where alt-right recruitment efforts are on the rise.
We are stronger than you, and you'll know it!
He promises to lead more torchlight rallies. He will do whatever he can to advance his cause, he says, because the First Amendment allows him to, regardless of the damage left behind.
I am at the center of the free speech debate precisely because I'm a heretic to the order.
Well, the officials in Charlottesville disagree with Spencer's assessment of who's to blame. And you might be wondering what it was like for me as a minority journalist to interview him. Well, I found him to be friendly, knowledgeable, and his views on race completely opposite from my own. Look, my parents raised me to see the world differently, and I do. There was only one race, the human race. The First Amendment and freedom of speech guides what my colleagues and I do on a daily basis. Without it, we run the risk of driving people with different, even scary views underground. We hope you agree. You can watch my entire interview with Spencer at WSET.com.